See, people. Because when they say police, they find you. You never go surrender yourself to police for state CID.
Now God will punish you and your family.
They say they keep us for Ologbo again. They say don't see kill us for Ologbo.
So you say that God punish you and your family.
I'll come, Papa. I heard there's 2 rumors. So they say JB give somebody the document to the war for Sweden. I need in Nigeria. They do land grabbing. They do vigilance. If you have your a land grabber, a JBB. Well, you talk. They just took advantage of our life. Yes. My brother, when I look for that guy, Facebook give me, I will call that guy and tell him, run from Iranomigo, and Iranomigo they raise 100,000 naira for you. He say, may they give you. Tomorrow, Iranomigo will come start to insult you. He will come to play that video where they raise 100,000 for you. See me, I show you now some of the. If Kotisubo will block him, you want some Kotisubo. I'm not block. C'est Kotisubo wa some. My phone now so wagmo. Because when they say police, they find you. You never go surrender yourself to police for state CID.
Now God will punish you and your family.
They say they keep us for Ologbo again. They say don't see kill us for Ologbo.
So you say that God punish you and your family.
I'll come my papa better next January. Very useless human being. Now be land. Now they protect Oba property. See, people will be higher killers. People will even agree and wounded. Okay, more many young one they go. I don't fear you. When I listen to the other one, man, you are more now. Listen to this one. What one? See, you see this one. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna delete this one. Is that Chief Omo Utetenegiabi?
Yes.
I had sorry, I heard they say the banished from the palace. You are no longer a chief in the palace. Is that true?
I've been banished from the palace.
Yeah, we give a palace. Yeah, who work for? He who nothing.
You see how stupid you are. I mean, who are
you? See, there's a deputy here who work for. You are who are a family where you are
stupid. You are very, very stupid. Who are? Very, very stupid. You are so insane.
Ogiso, Ogiso.
You are so. Do you know the meaning of Ogiso? Do you know where Ogiso is coming from? Does your family have anything to do with the line of Ogiso? No, who are? You are the entire Ogiano family. You are crazy.
See the driver, a brother come for palace with the deputy Oba. They say they are from Okuesan. Who work about two? I will beg Oba. I'm going to beg the Oba to forgive you people. Only call what would it be?
You don't go and treat your ailments. Don't go and treat your ailments, man.
3 family, they be a chief in palace. They will all expect for palace.
You are dying slowly. You are still talking.
This is the juju. Could not be me right there. Yeah, the 100 euro. 100 euro. You can't hear anywhere near 100 euro.
I don't know. Let me not just abuse you, Ayelala, because in my way, my Ayelala. You are such a stupid.
Let us do fundraising for this man. Let us give him €100 to eat. Yeah, we job there.
You are a complete bastard. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are going to. You don't even know where you are coming from.
This man was expelled from the palace.
You don't know your history. You don't know your history.
Ogiso here. Ogiso.
You don't know your history. Your father is dying in the village there. Your father is dying in the village. Don't go and rescue your father. He's dying in the village.
But is that true that you were banned from the palace? Is that true? Is it fake information? ITV, where TV more? See, it was Saroida reported it that you are banished from the palace, and the deputy Oba is also banished, and the Bonoto, and the November what would we have Panyagwari? Okay, how you born there?
Nigeria no doing.
Yeah, the January. Yeah, the January.
Come to Nigeria. You have been saying worry for over 2 years now.
Ranamigo Mare, what were Ranamigo Maria? Ranamigo was there now, and he went back successfully. Wagbewa. Oh, no.
Did they tell you Ranamigo is an enemy? Yeah, come on, video.
Making a Martin and I'm already buried. My father is dead now. We come to do my father burial by January.
Okay, he's dead now.
Yes.
You see, you left the man there in the village to die. Yeah. That man was suffering from, oh God knows what. That man you call your father, his spirit will haunt you because you are a complete nuisance.
But how you not surviving now since they have expelled you from the palace? Let us donate for you now. Let us do fundraising for you. Huh?
Before you were born, I was already a star. Before you were born, I was already a star. Don't worry.
But yeah, what the you people carry juju to one man house. Now carry juju go Oka house who they swear. Oba say no send now. So because the enemy, oh remember where we here now.
I tell you now Oba juju I carry. Now Oba juju I carry.
You are not the same category with me now. Oh remember where we here now because you have sorry now say now oh remember where we.
When the meaning of Oyomba? When are you Oyomba?
If no Bama give na ya we only mean Oyomba we here now. Oh edi book but no bata na. Oh yeah we. You are a funny bastard. Mo here president of one.
Do an advert where you want to come and bury your father. Mao.
Yeah, Rena.
Do an advertorial that you are coming to bury your father.
Police will protect me. I'm going to take police protection.
Not just get protection, get military protection. Don't worry. Get military protection. Anywhere you want to bury your father, just let the people know.
I will come by January now.
Very good.
He said, "Oh, what? We say. Yeah, don't make true, man. I want to make true, man. Ogiso, I will invite you now.
I am the one waiting. I'm the one waiting to kill you. I am the one waiting to kill you.
But I have security, police security now. The police commissioner of police will provide me security now, like about 5 policemen.
Not people, the commissioner of police. Get the inspector general of police to come with you. And get the commandant, 4th Mechanized Brigade, to be with you.
But I'm so when I saw you on the news that you were being banned, expelled from the palace, and your title, everything were removed from you, I was so shocked.
You don't even know the meaning of. You don't even know the English meaning. Please do yourself a word of good to buy a dictionary and know the meaning of expel, suspend, or whatever language you lack now.
Can we help you? Can we find something to give you?
How did you get my number anyway?
Can we help you with like €200 or €100?
Do you have money?
Where?
Come to Nigeria.
Need secretary. Can I send my secretary to you?
Do you have money?
I have secretary.
People are donating for you. People are donating for you everywhere.
Yes, now because I'm a man of human rights now.
All those prostitutes, those women prostitutes in the river, they're the ones donating for you.
When Italy, your daughter in Italy, which work that one, we come with that, they say they go school for Italy.
I have only one daughter. She's in the medical college here.
Okay, that one I live in Italy. That one say leave my family alone. That one, Who be that one?
I don't have anyone. I don't have anybody anywhere in Europe.
A man I must to help him. And when I watch this video, I was shocked. Say, a whole multitude of history. If this man they talk history today, you will tired. How did he born Oduduwa? How did and now Oduduwa na he born Oduduwa. Why not the answer your papa name? Oduduwa of Godomigudu. No. We Lao multitude don't win a lele pay well because I like the agility of this man. If I cannot pay you, I will raise money for you online.
Monkey face or whatever they call you.
Oh, when the medical doctor on the area about women, the area about the men where ye.
I'm waiting for.
Oh well.
I'm waiting for. What day? That your boy no liver problem in it.
They not give up.
You have only one child?
No, I have three children. I query 5 months. My woman is pregnant for me. It's 5 months pregnancy, and she have a daughter for me, and she have one son before with another woman. So all together is 3. Which one do you want me to bring?
I know that you have only one son.
No. There is a daughter. That one you see on the video is a daughter. She's a daughter. She's not. Amioba in Amioba. Her name is Amioba. What is your real name? Let me send you money. Because people are commenting and they say they want to help you.
Huh? Come, let me do fundraising for you because you need it.
But why you don't longer come out in that woman Nebo TV before you used to come and tell history, but now you have run away. What happened? You were very good. That time I was watching you, I was very happy. I say, this man is telling us our history. We want to know where we come from. How come you don't do that again? What happened? They sack you or you sack yourself? What happened, sir? MC we how we then we better have me what do MC ba the information I had that before you were expelled from the palace you carry away and one man can be pushed away you know to a government you can why you know answer the title again Obadola of Benin Kingdom why you know answer that title again
because you are just in your prison there. No, you don't walk on the streets of Germany.
No, I was in Berlin, sir. I was in Berlin. I was in Berlin protest. I was also in Düsseldorf. If I move around, though, ask your people in Europe now. Okay, where do you want me to go? On the first week of next month. Now I'm going to France in Paris. Yes, I have a protest.
I was in Ham a few months ago.
Ham is very close to my house. Now, why you didn't call me now? I could have come and welcome you and put you in there.
Are we friends?
Huh?
Are we friends? What do I need you for?
You are all your bad. I'm going to expel you. You are also my colleague now. Merci. But yeah, expel you now. Why are you not functioning as a? But you're not taking. Before you to watch your name, ITV News or Obadola of Benin Kingdom, Chief Omo Utetenegiabi.
I am the Obadola of Benin.
But you don't answer this title now anymore.
What to tell you? Do I have any contact with you that you will know whether I answer or not? Omo Utetenegiabi, the Obadola of Benin.
I am going to call the International Council tomorrow, Monday, to confirm what you have just said now, because we watch it on the news that you were being removed from the palace. But how come you are still parading yourself as Obadola? If I don't think I'm putting a problem, this is what happened to Prince Okoro, that allowed the Prince Okoro to drink pepper soup. If I don't want that kind of thing to also happen to you, that is because I am just telling you.
Prince Okoro is your friend. It's your friend. You know, Prince Okoro is your friend. It's your friend.
He said Prince Okoro is my friend. I'm very happy for Prince Okoro to be my friend, but Prince Okoro is supposed to be loyal to me, but he was not loyal. That is the problem. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. Okay, cannot loyal. So Ogionba ye mo be king of Ogionba mo no wan ya. We have many Ogionba.
So
Ma. But
I feel Ayoba Zakon. Ayoba told the bay doing I go passing I go barre Ununaya to your back way. You must understand. You thank God your father is dead now, because if not doing him, you have a guaderio. Nalaho. Like your mom your father proved to be a good man, but you are very, in short, thank God he denied you. I wish you come. So no go Billy, no jare seto. No even neto mudia
ke. Imajoka we what's Imajoka ya nwame. What's one mo yari wegwa. Imajoka we also why tin why tin bisan.
Imajoka. Just looking for publicity for himself.
But at the end of the day, you arrested him. I bail him. I personally did about 80% of the bail or 70%. I am here.
What's our business with Joker? We have no business with a Joker.
But you people said you want to take him to a Port court for a federal court. Huh?
No. The palace has no hand in all that. That is what you must know. Just a few real Benin people who felt the boy was stupid. Oh, the palace has no hand in it.
What about the 13,000 euro? My 13,000 euro case, Unko. The police also have no hand in it. 8 million naira. Can I send
you? The palace has no hand. Listen to me. The palace has no hand in the case you have in Germany.
Okay.
The palace has no hand in it. I know a few of our Benin chiefs and all that who took up the case because they are loyal citizens of Benin Kingdom. And you are with 13,000 euro. It is
but the signature was signed by the Oba of Benin, and the signature, can I send you the signature? Two signature. And the barrister Michael Osaikome, is senior advocate of Nigeria. He wrote an affidavit and said that the Oba of Benin said this, Oba of Benin empowered him to give the power of Anthony to those two lawyers. 13,000 euro.
You think the Oba has time for you?
Okay, if the Oba don't have time for me now, that is, I can also come to Benin and do my father burial and go now, since he don't have time for me now.
The Oba does not have time for you. We manipulate to all your time. So if you are good and bold enough, come to Benin.
Okay, what if I come to Urumiko, what will happen to me?
Anywhere you want to come to Edo State, come to Nigeria. Just let us know that you are in Abuja. Don't worry.
Ogiso atok be who we say yo. Ogiso atok be mo gbe say yo.
You don't even know Ogiso stop. You don't know anything.
Why are you gonna answering? Why is it that in Ishan land they don't answer Oba Etin, Oba Yagbo village, Oba Duwa, Oba Isiagbon? All those names they are answering. How come they don't answer those names in Ishan land? How come they don't answer those names in Urobo land? Oba Nyagbon, Oba Gwagmoze, Oba this. Why they not answering those names in Urobo land? This so why they not answering this? Any Roman Kwenya. How come they don't answer those names? Eh?
Because you don't even know the history.
That is what I'm asking us, sir. How come?
You don't even know you don't know. If you want to know, humble yourself to learn. Not this gra thing you are doing. You don't know the history. You don't know the history.
Okay.
You people have you have cornered this boy you want to kill him, Bosabo here, the Ogiame of Benin. And you and your other idiot people trying to put the hell.
Anyway. See, let me tell you, don't forget this thing I want to tell you today. I want to tell you, now that you don't have work now, I know Benin, things are very scarce, things are hard. Why can't you just loyal to me and let me help you? I have followers. Now I'm waiting. Let us place you on salary basis and show your loyalty. Ogiso atok be ni mikina mu wonu wi ama. Taibe yo Ogiso atok.
When only Libya like Europe. If not for the white woman that is helping you there, who are you?
Ogiso we wa go no Ogiso to boy. But when we man, for you people to have forcefully bring my father to that palace, don't you know that is a breach of human rights?
Nobody forced your father. Nobody forced your father.
Why must you forcing him to be swearing for me? That is not a crime. Eh?
Listen to me, man. Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen and listen well.
Yes.
If you are on your live presentation, you better just listen now.
Okay.
And all the fools that they say they are loyal to you, let them all hear me.
Okay.
I am Omo Utetenegiabi, the Oba Dolagmoyi of Benin.
Okay.
And let me tell you, your father, nobody even knew that you had a father. The palace was not aware that you even had a father, that you are even truly a Benin person.
Okay.
When a few persons, there were about 8 of them, they walked into the palace. The old man introduced himself as your father.
Okay.
And I went on total. You know, some overzealous boys were going to start hitting him. I was one of those and said, no. We must tell His Majesty where Omabeniana, and we now brought something to the knowledge of His Majesty where Omabeniana, and so, you know, it even surprised me that the upper Maewe Omabu were at all. Because he's not on social media. He doesn't know you. All the nonsense, Wawatalo, he doesn't hear. Okay. So it was straight. We now, okay, go and ask him. The man said, well, Eba may bring it to his own notice. This is your father. So that bring it to his own notice what his son has been. Then the man now said, for so many years, you never came back. You never even came for a visit or anything. They would have gone, they would roll. Now, no more about Lao. Now, he told him, when he ran, Niefeko, Gagasedehi, Niewu. Now, Lao, it was just, the man proved himself to be, well, humble and good man. And I was like, okay, now if you have any means of reaching your son, tell him the nonsense in Ouni, he should stop it. And that he should go and learn the history. He should try and learn the history. Nobody forced.
Okay, those swear he was swearing for me. Who was saying it all these things on his smart to do all these things? Don't you know that it's against the law? On the video.
Nobody said anything to him.
A series of Benin, when they said he was telling my father, he was inciting all those words on his man. Don't you know that is?
No.
Do you want me to send you the video?
No. That is a bloody lie. That is
what is on the video? It's on the video. Can you check it on YouTube? Right, Murphy Face Father in Oba Palace. See what they were telling him to swear for me.
Nobody forced your father to swear for you. The man came on his own volition to the palace.
How many times my father came to palace? How many times he came to that palace? How many times?
To my knowledge, once.
My father said he came to palace 5 times. Maybe you saw it once. And before my father died, my father confessed in his sick bed that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so all these things, these are the case we are back. At least you said the Oba is not aware, and actually my father was able to make those confessions before he died. And my father is a man of truth, he doesn't lie. And in the video that was placed on YouTube, we saw where Isiria, the deputy Oba, was forcing my father to swear for me against his wish. Don't you know that is against the law? It's on YouTube. I have it. I have downloaded it. Don't you know that is against the Nigerian law?
Nobody indulged your father, whether by force or by anything, to say what he said.
What about Prince Okoro? Do people force Okoro to drink that water, or he drink it by himself? What about the one of Prince Okoro? Prince Okoro
actually not a Benin.
Prince Okoro drink that water. Now, was it forced, or he did it at his own wish to drink that water?
Do you know why Prince Okoro was made to swear, to take oath?
No.
Do you know?
No.
Or why? It's just you just see a picture that does not tell a story. Prince Okoro had on his vehicle this crest of the Oba of
Benin. Yes.
Not just Adabebe, cast with Eon.
Okay.
Then he also made on the same vehicle where he is a Nogie. Where is that he is a Nogie? Is there some of Benin? It's not a Nogie.
But when they were using Okoro in a Gwe Mountain, when they were using Okoro to swear, they were asking Okoro if he knows me and which relationship do I have with him. They say he should put the hand on the swear. They were asking him, do man why mofi face baje?
These people should learn to ask questions and ask the real people so that you will know the truth. Okoro was not taken to a Guamaton. Okoro was not taken to a Guamaton. Is not a place
It's
a place where
two places
where the Oba sits in council, the Oba sits in judgment for his people.
I was Zolwa.
Oh God, Ugazolwane there, yes. It is not a bow that is meant to kill somebody. You say you are not this. Ask the Murphy. You say you are not this. You didn't do this. Okay, you are all your sins are forgiven. But if you do it again, that is all.
But in the one of Eddie Murphy, you saw when Eddie Murphy you saw the pressure mount on him that they naked him, and you see what happened during that process. Eddie Murphy said it that if he refused to swear, they could have used him. He could have not been alive today. And Prince Okoro, do you want me to call Prince Okoro in your present now? Do you want me to call Prince Okoro now? And let me ask Prince Okoro if what you are saying and what you say Prince Okoro is saying is the same thing. You know, I like you. The reason why I like you, you could have made good of spokesman. Edo State government supposed to appoint you as the press secretary to Edo State government because you are very good in.
You are so mundane. You are so dumb. You don't know. You just.
Do you think it's hygienic? Okoro who live in England will come and be drinking water from ordinary ground. Do you think that is hygienic? To put water on the ground. What is that water? What many?
Okay, it's ordinary water.
It's ordinary water. What is the meaning of that one? I wanted to stop paying the great of you. My like him, but maybe don't want where made one. No one money men well do wabi way do all have do away and with the wabi way.
Go and sit down in the comfort of your solitude and beg for forgiveness of the Oba. At all. He does not even know whether you exist.
But you know this is have you read the history of Ozolwanise? You know the history. Why did Ozolwa kill himself? Well, Ozolwa could be sewa. We say how? These are historical things.
You don't just jump into a history from the middle. When I come away, a history. Don't when I come away history.
Ozolwanise.
Yes.
Okay, I want to. Okay.
You don't know.
I want to ask you only one question, sir. This question, Oba Ozolwa, where was Ozolwa? Oba Ozolwa? What happened to Ozolwa in Nissan land? What happened to him? My Ozolwa was why jump over? What was it true that Ozolwa died in Nissan? Was it true or not? What happened? Who was he fighting in Nishan land? We want to know. in Uromi.
Now listen to me. It's Uzziah. Okay. Now listen. Okay. Ozolwa was not fighting anybody in Eastern land.
Okay.
Was not fighting anybody in Eastern land. Ojokune, Ogikokode, Ojokune, Tokokode. When what happened to him happened. He didn't go to Uzziah to fight.
Well, how come he cut the head of Uzziah in Uzziah? How come he didn't go to Uzziah to fight?
Listen to me.
Okay.
The whole story concerning that the death of Uzziah, it relates to Okota, the great medicine man.
No, just tell us about the one of Uzziah. We want to know about Zola. Okota is different. I know that one. Yes.
I can tell you right now. I'm just watching a football match now. After this, I'm supposed to. I'll go to my studio to work. I work all day, all night.
But so is it true that Ozolwa, Evina Sunda Uzziah, and before something happened to him in Uzziah, a head of Uzziah was removed. If you go to Igun, the head of Uzziah is sold there, the bronze mask of Uzziah. But how come he died in Uzziah? What happened to him? He's sick and he died there. What happened to him? Because but we saw what happened in Uzziah, that when he was waging war with everybody, but when he waged war with Uromi and Uzziah, that was what happened to him. But anytime we ask those questions, people will jump it. You want to jump it to what do you call that one? They tell us. Who killed him? Who killed him in Uzziah? We want to know. Was he died like that?
The great medicine man from Uzziah.
Yes.
Made that prophecy to Oba Ewai the first. And this one, Opame, because when he was preparing the medicine for him, a ball of heavy water fell on him. And this one is Opame. That's why it was even before his birth. He was named Opame.
Okay. Okay.
And then this one will be the very person that will kill him, Okota. Immediately, the father, the Oba, now said, well, of all these things you have done good, done well. If he kills you, that very day, he too will die. So it was the head of Okota that he killed, not the head of the king of Uzziah. Learn your history, please.
Okay, who killed what do you call that man just now? Ozolwa. Who killed Ozolwa? Who killed him in Esan?
It's the people of Uzziah.
That is what we are saying now. Okay, but the grave is still there. Anytime they want to become coronating Oba, they always go there. The grave is still there. How come the grave is still there?
Huh? No way. There are things I don't know. And even if I know that, I cannot talk about as a palace chieftain. No way. If you want to learn about Benin, humble yourself and learn. Not all these aggrandizements, this stupidity that you are just overflowing everywhere. It is not right for you. It is not right for you. Nobody fights the Oba and succeed.
Sir, I think you are answering your father's name. Is that true? Are you not answering your father's name? Yes or no, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Ikaladeran is the father of Oba. Why is he not answering Ikaladeran as Ikaladeran of Benin Kingdom or Ikaladeran of Godomigodo? Why are you not answering your father's name? Since Ikaladeran is your name, it's supposed to be answering Ikaladeran. And what I expected you to do, sir, you see, we have Ogiso Igodo, we have Ogiso Ere, we have Ogiso Muse, we have Ogiso, many Ogisos who are. Why till today we don't have any Ogiso primary school? All those names are not remembered in our states. Even we don't even have Ogiso secondary school. Why is it that we have Oba Eweka down to Oba Ewere? We have all their names. What happened to our names?
You see the problem you have. You see the problem you have.
Okay.
So when there is Ogiso market, Ogiso. You don't know that there is Ogiso primary school?
No, Ogiso is called New Market. Go pass it 2 seconds. They have turned the name to New Market, sir. Check it very well. I will not lie to you.
People call it New Market because of the renovation,
the signboard is there. It's called New Market. The signboard is
not a new market, but it's one of the oldest markets in Benin.
But the name is called New Market. The name is there, sir.
Only Wanimae. But for those of you who don't know, so it's it cannot be called New Market.
So do you also believe in Orun Obado? Do you know that place in Ile-Ife? You were there after the coronation or during the coronation. I saw you there with what do you call it, Channel News. I have the video. We are there in Orun Obado. We have Orun Obado. We also have Orun Oba Oyo, because Oba Oromiyan is the father of Alafin. He's also the father of Oweka. They have a site, a historical site called Orun Oba Oyo. That is they also have a place called Orun Oba Ado. Okay, sir. What do you know about the Orun Oba Ado?
I will tell you the history. I attended University of Ife, and I know Ife so well. As somebody who's been very interested in history and anthropology, in my 4 or 5 years I was there, I did a lot of things. I did a lot of work, a lot of investigations and research. So this one you are talking about, there is no such place.
Can I send you the video? Can I send you the video? And I saw it when you all were there. Even Imaswen was there. The place is spent. They have built one small room inside. It's 2 places. I will send you I spent not less than 200,000 naira. I went to New Ife Palace to show us that place, Orun Oba Ado. And are you trying to tell me that you were not there?
What is the meaning of Orun Oba Ado?
Ado, the name of Eweka, Eweka is called Ado. When we went there, they call you the children of Ado. And sir, I want to put this last question before you, sir. Who is the Elaworo of who sent to you? Who is the Elaworo of who sent to you? Who is him to Oba? We want to know.
Elaworo of Use is one of the priests who escorted Oromia from Ile-Ife. But because of Amenoro or Arise, that place they now call Use, it is Agogbebo. So still on his body, big rashes. So they now asked him to wait behind. The Oloton and others asked him to wait behind. Omakeke, the place they are just going, our mystic person, Amula Tedo. And I will not wait. So every time they now send message to him to come back. He was always promising, I will come in 5 days' time.
Okay. And so what is the name? What is the name of Elaworo of Usen, the Yoruba name? What the name they brought from Ife? What is the real name? Okay. The name, let me tell you his name. His name is called Oluwaye. He have a seat in New Ife Palace, in Oduduwa Palace there. The Oromiyan name is called Olugbo. That is the name of Prince. Oromiyan is not his name. Oromiyan is a nickname. Oromiyan. My destiny have arrived. That is a Yoruba word. Oromiyan.
No. That is not a Yoruba.
If you go to Usen, Baba, Mr. Motete, or sorry, Chief of Motete. If you go to Usen, you go to Olaworo of Usen Palace. Olaworo of Usen live in Jenny here. They will tell you the history of Usen, that Olaworo of Usen is the immediate elder brother, born of the same mother and the same father to Oromiyan. They are born of the same father and the same mother. He stepped over there, and they told us about. Do you want me to send my secretary and some of my workers in Benin to come and meet you and let us go to Olaworo of Usen Palace and ask them? They told us that Oromiyan is the immediate younger brother to the Oluwaye, the Elaworo of Usen. And we asked them, is it Oduduwa that give birth to you? They told us that they are pure from Ife. They are from the Ooni. They are the children of Ooni and Ife. That is the same family, and you are proving that Olaworo of Usen and the Oba of Benin, they are family. They are the same brothers, priests.
In the first place,
yes.
In the first place, the title Oni of Ife is not the ruler of Ife as a kingdom.
Okay.
You should go and learn the history. He's not the ruler. The traditional head of Ife is Odua Nife. Odua Nife. This one is just like, it's like the title of Isekure.
Okay, so how come? Who is the first Oni? Who is the first Oni in Ife? You say it's not the leader of Ife. It's not the leader of Ife. Who is the first Oni of Ife?
This one.
No, who is the first Oni of Ife? Who is the first man to be Oni on Ife? Who is the first man? Is it not Oduduwa?
I am not.
The first Oni of Ife is. So, are you trying to tell me that Oduduwa was not the leader of Ife? Because if you say the Oni of Ife is not the leader of Ife, how come Odua was the first Oni of Ife?
Odua was not Oni. That is what I'm telling you now. The title Odua was derived from Oduduwa, which is our.
No, I'm talking about it. It was not called Oduduwa of Ife. It was called Oni. The title is called Oni of Ife.
It was Oni. It was not called Oni. Oni came in as a title. It's one of the traditional priests.
Okay, let us agree. But Oromiyan was Oni of Ife. It was also Oni of Ife.
When he came in as a regent, and that money were Oni, it is not your own. It is not your own.
But was Oromiyan once Oni, or what was the title of Oromiyan in Ile-Ife? If Oni is not the ruler of Ife, what was the title of Oromiyan in Ile-Ife?
Oromiyan never had a title in Ife.
But you go to the Yoruba land, the people that have ruled Ile-Ife, they are called, the title is called Oni. The title of Oni have ruled Ife right from Oduduwa is the first Oni that have ruled Ife till today.
Listen, this current Oni now is Oni number how many?
Oni that have ruled Ife is almost about 60 something Oni.
Go and learn your history.
There's 60 something Oni. Some go now. Oduduwa is in Oromiyan. I think Oromiyan is number 8. Oromiyan is the 8th Oni that have ruled Ife. Check it, is there.
Oromiyan never ruled in Ife. After Oromiyan left Benin, he went back to his father.
No, he went back to Oyo. He didn't went to Ile-Ife. He went to Oyo.
He went back to Ile-Ife. He went back to Ile-Ife. That was when the father told him that he has already been Oba somewhere. He cannot come back here again. Then that was when he now moved
to Oyo
and start the Oyo kingdom.
Okay. After the death of his father, what was the title? What was the title for Oromiyan in Ife? After the father died, what was now his title? What was the title in Ife? Since you said Oromiyan was never Oni of Ife, but Oromiyan once ruled Ife, what was the title of Oromiyan?
No, he never ruled Ife.
Okay, his father was okay, after the death of Oromiyan, who was the next? What was the title they have in Ife? What the throne in Ife is called what? Okay, what is the throne? What is the throne in Ife? What is the name of the throne they have in Ife? Is it not Oni?
Right now, the Oni, that is why there is still problem in the Yoruba land. That a lot of them are telling the Oni of Ife that he should keep quiet. It's not an Oba. It's not in the category of Oba. They don't even call him His Royal Majesty.
Okay, sir. Do you know this man? Do you agree with me that Oloton is a Yoruba man? Yes or no?
Of course, yes.
What about Ihama is a Yoruba man? Yes or no? Ihama came from Ife? Yes or no?
One of those that came from Ife, yes.
Okay. Do you agree that this man also came from Ife, Ogifa? Ogifa no mwepu. No mwepu lolomi akifere. Do you believe that Ogifa also came from Ife? Yes or no?
Ogifa.
No mwepu.
This no. There are two Ogifa now. Ogifa no Zebe. Ogifa no mwepu.
No mwepu.
The Ogifas are here.
No mwepu. No mwepu lolomi akifere. Is it true that that one's from Ife?
It's not true. Ogifa didn't come from Ife.
Which one is from Ife for inside? Okay. Okay. Osa no Swande from Ife. Yes or no?
Also, and also one.
Okay, how many chiefs do you know came from Ife?
Look.
No. So I want to know where we come from now, because there are some people in this Benin now. They said they are the owner of the Benin. They are the CCAC. So people want to really know that. People through you now. People have know that Ihama is a Yoruba family, but we're not fighting Yoruba people. You see, through you now, they now know many people who are come from Yoruba now. So we want to really ask you, sir, how many people come from Ife? Came from Ife? We want to know.
You are very funny.
No, sir, it's true, because we don't need to deny where we come from now. You said we want to know.
If you want to learn from me, you just come straight. I spent time and money doing researches.
We will pay you, because my followers, they said somebody has said they have donated 100 euro now, say we give to you. They say yes. They want to know where their father come from. You understand? See, like, you know this chief in Benin, what is the name of this chief? Chief Ero. Chief Ero said it. He said it the other day that in those days, we do them for Bayewari. He said the original greeting of the Oba of Benin is called Laoni. That is their ancestral land. Listen, see, I will send you the video. Write it on YouTube. You will write it on YouTube, Benin Sanitation. You will see Ero and Isogban of Benin where they were talking. He said Laoni is they are the children of Oni.
No. Don't misquote him. Don't misquote
Let me say it. Let me say it.
Story we all know.
Let me say what. Let me say what he said. I will play it for you. He said the greetings.
Lami is not Laoni.
Let me tell you what he said. He said the real word was Laoni. This is that abbreviation to Lani. He said, but when the Oba of Benin said no, the good people were not greeting Lamogun, and the Oba said no, Igun Ayawemiya. Let the Oba of Benin now take that Lamogun from them and now give them Lani. He said the real word is called Laoni. Laoni.
Okay. Now let me just ask you this.
Okay.
Apart from Benin, Ibietu, which other tribe in the entire world on this Mother Earth, that has family salutation? Where in the world?
Let me tell you the reason why they have salutation. Can I tell you the history of that salutation? How it happened? Can I tell you? Can I tell you short history how it happened? During the time of Obayewari the First, this is when these greetings they started having these greetings, because people who left the land, the Robo, the Isoko, they don't have these greetings, because these greetings were not in existence when they left. These greetings started during the time of Obayewari the First. How it started? There was a day, sir. Let me explain this history I learned. There was a day. The Oba family are regarded as Ivie CCAC. Say they are the prince and princess and gods of the land. Nobody dare use them for human sacrifice. Mistakenly, they use one of their family for human sacrifice, and Obayewari was very brutal. Then Obayewari now summoned the people in Benin together and give them different greetings. So now, anytime they want to carry out this human sacrifice, they will catch you. They ask you to Hunutwe. When you say Lamogun, I always say, as I say, they will lose you. If you say Lamogun, they don't ban people not to Lamogun. So these things were used as an identification mark to know who are the families of the Oba, so that it's there for human sacrifice. Thank you.
Now, please listen.
Okay.
In the time of Ogiso, from the beginning of Ogiso Obagodo, Igodo Migodo, go and research, please.
How come the Robo people are not greeting the sanitation? How come the job people are not greeting sanitation? All those people who run away, they don't have the sanitation. How come? If we are having this sanitation,
all those people that
why don't have the sanitation? Because it's an identification mark.
Even up to Onisha.
No, why they not greeting the greeting now? They not greet that greeting. Why they're not greeting all those things if they were having it as an identification mark? Why are they not having it? Teaching it? Yes.
You are so dumb. Because I can see the reason you are just mundane like this. You are not willing to learn.
Okay.
You are not. All these things, Ika, Ijo, the areas of those that migrated from Benin.
Do you agree that the Ijo people migrated from Igodomigodo? Do you agree? Yes or no?
Not all of them.
Okay, I want to ask you, if you agree that the Ijo people migrated from them, why are you people now saying the Ijo people don't have land? They fall from sky.
Nobody said they fall from the sky.
The Oba owns their lands. That is what they are showing on Rabo said that the Ijo people that are living in Giligili, Oba owns the land, say it's not their land. Where did they come from?
Oh, God.
No, so I want to know now, because you said Nancy some Ijo people are from Igodomigodo. Okay, which Ijo are not from Igodomigodo? Which part of Ijo? We want to know, sir.
Now let me tell you what the Ijos, as it were now, when it was Oba Orogboa, the son of Esigi, who actually brought them from as far places as Focados and all those places, Aoke Vignari. His sailors, they were the marine soldiers, Noga Alu. So, and made them to stay around the creek. So, with intermarriages and others, they staying around the creek of the Benin River, they took over the creek area, which hitherto has been habited by a few Benin people. Most of those ones, so coming now in this age, 21st century, even in the time of Oba Akenzwa II, they went to court, up to the High Court and the Supreme Court.
Sir, have you read the history? I want to tell you, if you say the Ijo people, they are not from, that is, you have said it now that the Ijo people, they are not from Benin. That you have already said it with this your proof. Okay, now I want to put it to you. The word Igodomigodo, what language is that? Is that it's an Ijo word or it's Benin? You said the Ijo people are not from Benin.
Who are you?
Ogiso we wa gonna Ogiso to boy. But when we only manner for you people to have forcefully bring my father to that palace, don't you know that it's a breach of human rights? When you say Lamogun, I always say, as I say, they will lose you. If you say Lamogun, anyway, don't ban people not to Lamogun. So these things were used to as an they were selling us. Just ask them, say, who are we? Or how can we be slave to Oba? If he said the real word is called Laoni. Laoni.
Okay. Now let me just ask you this.
Okay.
Apart from Benin, Ebieto, which other tribe in the entire world on this Mother Earth, that has family salutation? Where in the world?
Let me tell you the reason why they have salutation. Can I tell you the history of that salutation, how it happened? Can I tell you? Can I tell you short history, how it happened? During the time of Obaewari the First, this is when these greetings they started having these greetings, because people who left the land, the Robo, the Isoko, they don't have these greetings, because these greetings were not in existence when they left. These greetings started during the time of Obaewari the First. How it started? There was a day, sir. Let me explain this history I learned. There was a day. The Oba family are regarded as Ivie CCC, IUVC, say they are the prince and princess and gods of the land. Nobody dare use them for human sacrifice. Mistakenly, they use one of their family for human sacrifice, and Obaewari was very brutal. Then Obaewari now summoned the people in Benin together and give them different greetings. So now, anytime they want to carry out this human sacrifice, they will catch you. They ask you to hunutwe. When you say lamogun, I always say, as I say, they will lose you. If you say lamogun, they will not ban people not to lamogun. So these things were used to as an identification mark to know who are the families of the Oba, so that it's there for human sacrifice. Thank you.
Now, please listen.
Okay.
In the time of Ogiso, from the beginning of Ogiso Obagodo, Igodo Migodo, Atuhune, go and research, please.
How come the Orobo people are not greeting the sanitation? How come the Joe people are not greeting sanitation? All those people who ran away, they don't have the sanitation. How come? If we are having this sanitation,
all those people that
why don't have the sanitation? Because it's an identification mark.
Even up to Onisha.
No, why they're not greeting the greeting now? They not greet that greeting. La Mogun, la. Why they're not greeting all those things? If they were having it as an identification mark, why are they not having it? Greeting it? Yes.
You are so dumb. Because I can see the reason you are just mundane like this. You are not willing to learn.
Okay.
You are not. All these things, Ika, Ijo, the areas of those that migrated from Benin.
Do you agree that the Ijo people migrated from Igodomigodo? Do you agree, yes or no?
Not all of them.
Okay, I want to ask you, if you agree that the Ijo people migrated from them, why are you people not saying the Ijo people don't have land? They fall from sky.
Nobody said they fall from the sky.
The Oba owns their lands. That is what they are showing on Rabo said that the Ijo people that are living in Giligili, Oba owns the land, say it's not their land. Where did they come from?
Oh, God.
No, so I want to know now, because you said now, say some Ijo people are from Igodomigodo. Okay, which Ijo are not from Igodomigodo? Which part of Ijo? We want to know, sir.
Now let me tell you what the Ijos, as it were now, when it was Oba Orogboa, the son of Esige, who actually brought them from as far places as Focados and all those places, Aoke Vignari, to be his sailors. They were the marine soldiers, Noga Alu. So, and made them to stay around the creek. So, with intermarriages and others, they staying around the creek of the Benin River, they took over the creek area, which hitherto has been habited by a few Benin people. Most of those ones, so coming now in this age, 21st century, even in the time of Oba Akezwa II, they went to court, up to the High Court, and the Supreme Court.
Sir, have you read the history? I want to tell you, if you say the Ijo people, they are not from, that is, you have said it now that the Ijo people, they are not from Benin. That you have already said it with this your proof. Okay, now I want to put it to you. The word Igodomigodo, what language is that? It's an Ijo word or it's Benin? You said the Ijo people are not from Benin, but the word Igodomigodo, which language can you find that words? Tell us.
Your Ijo people have told you.
No. I just ask you, sir. Igodomigodo is which word is that?
Igodomigodo. Stubbornness has met with stubbornness. Igodomigodo.
In which language? Because me, I understand our language. Which language is not my language? Do you have another language you speak that you have the meaning in that one? It's not the same. Language in here. Igodomigodo. The language is not in Tamima.
Igodomigodo. Igodo or mie Igodo. Igodomigodo.
Okay. What was the name of the first king of our land? What was the name of the first king that have ruled our land? What is the name? The real name. Tell us the real name. The king that started ruling our land. Is it not called Igodo? His name is Igodo. Igodo. Okay, can you tell an Ijaw man, all the whole Ijaw people we have in Nigeria, they trace their ancestral roots to Ogiso. So that is what we are saying now. If you're not telling us that the Ijaw people, they don't have land, but the Ijaw people, their history is tied 100% to Ogiso. That is where we are saying now. That is Ogiso and the Oba, they are not one. Because the Ijaw people, they are Ogiso. They are the real Ogisos, the aborigines. If you go to Ijaw land, the history they have, Echojiso Buruma, they have all the history of Ogisos in their blood. And you coming out telling us that the Ijaw people, they brought them from Fakados during the time of slave trade. And you remember that Oba Orogboa you are talking about just now.
Oba of Benin engaged in slave trade. No Oba of Benin engaged in slave business.
Okay, sir. Where do you people capture? You people were warlords. You were capturing many cities. Tell us, which city were you people capturing? Tell us. Do you capture Hausa lands? The people you call your children, the people you call the Ukwani, is Ijaw, not Ijaw. Let us remove Ijaw. I'm sure you are not the one who born Ijaw. All the reign of Oba Benin from Ebayeweka to many years to British rule. Where will you people fight? And what we read and what our father told us, that you people were fighting this war in Ishaland, in Akure, in Ika, all those Urobo. This way where you fight the war. And today you are telling us you gave birth to them. Sir, can you tell us where do you people fought war? Where do you capture? Who were you people selling to the Portuguese?
Now you must understand that Oba Ewaye the First conquered 201,000 villages up to the Ga people of Ghana.
He conquered them?
Up to the Ga.
Do you conquer the Ga? We want to know. You conquered them, sir?
Oh, yes.
Imaswen went to Ga. You saw it. I have the video. Imaswen went to Ga. And the people of Ga told Imaswen, they said it was by the glory of God.
The Obazelu of Benin, Chief Osaroida, flanked by the Secretary of Benin Traditional Council, Frank Irabo, said the suspension of Chief Utete Omo Utetenegiabi has to do with his leading a group of traditionalists to a house in Benin City to lay a course without the approval of the palace. Chief Ida, while announcing the suspension order of Chief Utete Omo Utetenegiabi on behalf of the Oba, disassociate the palace from the conduct of Chief Utete and his group, saying that their action is a negation of customary practice.
On Saturday last week, a certain group, the group known as Sosokbikan, which is owned by the palace, was led by a chief to a certain property, certain premises in Benin, to put a course on an event, which he has no right to do. That group belongs to the palace of Benin, and the only authority that can give instructions to such action is His Majesty the Oba of Benin. In this instance, neither did they seek the permission of the palace or take permission from the palace before going to perform such acts. Subsequently, His Majesty the Oba of Benin has thereby disassociated himself at the palace from that event. And the chief who led them, Chief Utete Omo Utetenegiabi, the Oba the Lagboyo of Benin, has been suspended from palace activities until further notice. The general public should know that for such things to happen in Benin, you have to seek the permission of His Majesty. Otherwise, it's null and void. Oba Atokwe.
Keep the Oba from Benin. That's where they come from. Okay, the people you said you captured, and people say they come from that Igodo, and you say you captured them. That is confusing to us now.
When it's time to bury your father, let us know.
So tell us now. You say tell us another city you capture. The people are watching. They want to know their history. The people who you trace their history, they ran away from Benin. You say you captured them. Okay, where is the 200 tan? Oga, I will give you 2,000 euro. I will sell my life and give you. Tell us the 200 city you capture. Make big me so that now making them here waffle then. Tell us the 200 city there why captured. If it were not the Urobo, the Isoko, the what do you call these people, the Ishan, the Akoko Edo, the Gara, where do you captured? Because you capture people, they want to capture. We want to know.
Watching my game, Andorra versus England, we just scored 4-0 now.
La what do the MC how we better have la we iniga ya mu MC inigo no.
I'm please. I don't know my number or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
I believe strongly you have to go with me. I may not recognize you. Okay. I don't have your picture. A picture of Nikki and I don't know. But anyhow,
okay, let's see. What?
Because we did
Spanish in Benin. Good day to you.
Good day, man.
My name is Agbaje Onome. Join me as we see Master Raymond. Hello, sir. A wonderful day to you.
Good day, ma'am.
All right. So, would love you to introduce yourself formal to the viewers.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to be in Neighbor TV. My name is Ebego Raymond Osarabo. I'm the Palace and Curator. It's a pleasure to have you around.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you, an honor, in fact, to have you. All right, we're going to talk about the colonial masters, the Europeans, their visit to the Benin Kingdom. A lot of things transpired, a lot of things that people out there don't know happened and probably has one or two misconceptions about what happened. So we want you to really tell us what transpired, what happened during the visit of the colonial masters, the Europeans to be specific, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Spanish in Benin.
Okay, thank you very much. For like I said earlier, when we talk about the colonial master, for me, in my own opinion, I'll still give it for the Portuguese because they were the first person who visited Benin Kingdom during the reign of Obaewa I in 1400 to thereabouts, because they were Obaewa I maintained a good relationship with the European before Ozolo, and that of the relationship becomes stronger during the reign of Obaesigi in 1504 that joined his ancestors in 1550. Permit me to say, we don't use the word death for an Oba, he joined his ancestors. During the colonial master, because what they was really interested about the Benin Kingdom is when they were traveling through the land, the sea, it was in Benin Kingdom, they saw a house full of mold, there was a door, there was that of a window. So they were so interested and wow, a lot of people like this have their own brain, their sense, deep sense as they all think. So that was why they were very interested in Benin Kingdom. And the uniqueness of our culture also interested them as well, irrespective of, they see the way the Beninese have respect for Oba of Benin. Because with the Benin, we believe that Oba of Benin is a God representative on earth, we beg to serve him. That's why the Portuguese was interested in Benin Kingdom. And if you look at most of the languages that we speak also originated from Portugal. Irrespective of when you see a Portugal man, we see Ekuye, Ukpo, these are borrowed languages from Benin. We call Adane, Uko, that's what we call our knife and that of the spoon we use. But the Portuguese also introduced Olokun to us, the river goddess.
Oh, the Portuguese introduced Olokun to Benin.
The Portuguese also introduced the first church, one of the oldest churches in Africa, Holy Arosa Cathedral, that was established in the year 1517 during the reign of Obaesigi. The reason why it was like that is because Obaesigi was an Oba who speak foreign language. He stopped the killing of a queen mother. Unlike before the crown prince ascended the ancient throne, they had to sacrifice mother. The reason because
this boy is a big liar. You can see this boy is a very big liar. Oh, you see that the Portuguese now introduce Olokun come and do states. Liar. Continue to the lie, they fool yourself.
As an Oba, you don't kneel down to greet anybody. Only the Oba have the right to change the Benin culture and tradition due to socialization and development. SK was king while killing my mother, letting witness my reign. He created the office of the first queen mother, Idiani Sigi, a woman who also stand behind his son to ensure that the uniqueness of his son reign in Benin Kingdom. That was how Sigi was also an Oba who used foreign weapons, he speak foreign languages, thereon and so on. So That was why I'll still give it to the colonial master. But because of the British, I'll not use the word they are selfish or whatever. They like to make a landmark anywhere they visit. The basis of the British come aboard in the year 1578 during the hierarchy of Oba Ihembuda, which was the 19th Oba among the 40th Oba.
So that was their first visit.
The first visit. So the first visit that they were also hearing about the Benin, the uniqueness of the culture, how the Benin respects one man, how the Benin look at our Oba as a God representative, that we still practice it today. When you see any Benin speaking person, if you are in church, if you are in anywhere, when you offer prayer, you say, Oba talk me. It's a way of saying, long live the king. So that is why when the British will keep proceeding, they were, wow, why would people be respecting Oba just like they respect their own queen? But they don't know that Benin's have always looked at our Oba like Osalubwanabum. That means God representative on earth. A representative of Oba, a representative of God himself. It's true about, unlike when the Christian will pray through Jesus Christ our Lord, with the Benin believe we are praying through Oba of Benin, to God himself and that of our ancestors. Are you saying it? So we are here.
Okay. So more on the colonial masters' visits regarding the artifacts. Like you said what really attracted them to Benin? How did they come? What was their purpose and all?
Their purpose is like, when a lot of people, how the British are the white men do their whole thing. They love to search for something, they love to search for greener pasture, they love to move. When they create something, they don't like to make a test run of it and all that.
This boy na be the new boy wey Enable TV newly employed. Na wey they come dey lie. So another oh no he gwese boss. This one na typewriter for lie o. Oh okay agbo man. Anyway. Oh read that. See now the way people they worship Jesus Christ. Now some people they worship Oba. I think you see the way this boy they fool himself.
They created the ship. They keep traveling from land to land. The one who say our people, if for that place people exist, like the visit to Africa. So they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Yoruba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City.
One of them listen to this liar. He said, "Na Japan, Oba Benin, Oba Ewari, Oba File Benin from here go Japan, go conquer Edo. Japan na concrete Edo. Okay, boy. Where we move out now?"
If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Oba Ewari homage that they were once conquered by the first Oba Ewari. Because the first Oba Ewari was coming.
On the year lie, he said from here to Japan. Hi. Now almost so now Oba na everyone Chinese or Agbe. There's people like will kill you.
The year 1440, he joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Oba Ewari fought 201,000 villages. He made them also to has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Oba Ewari homage that they were once conquered by the first Oba Ewari. Because the first Oba Ewari was crowned in the year 1440. He joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Oba Ewari fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Oba Ewari homage that they were once conquered by the first Oba Ewari. Because the first Oba Ewari was crowned in the year 1440. He joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Oba Ewari fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. Ilanti was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing nothing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited exist. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Obaedawa homage that they were once conquered by the first Obaewa. Because the first Obaewa was crowned in the year 1440, he joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Obaewa fought 201,000 villages. He made them also to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. Ilanti was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing nothing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest over that lasted 14 days. Before Ozola took over, Ozola the Conqueror, which was crowned in the year 1478, joining ancestors 1504. Obazola was the father of Exige, but during the reign of Oba Ozola, the relationship between the Beninese and that of the Portuguese became strong, irrespective of slave trade and thereabouts. That was why they were also, Oba Exige was an Oba when going to war, were using foreign weapons. He conquered towns and villages, also make themselves to Benin Kingdom, as the way of his forefather did. The first.
All right, talking about slave trade, how was it done back then? Now we've heard lots of stories about slave. So did the Portuguese or the Europeans just come and started trading?
Ekoti tugbo tu kin agbe o wa gwa lo na ori on ba wa o wa gbon. Ekoti tugbo na ya mu obi kin agbe yo wa o. Ayo yo wa. This boy just recruit this boy to lie. Recruit. Abeg una dey press love alike make I dey see why I press love alike abeg. This boy say dey buy why maybe na dem Kotisugbo grandfather na go Japan. Every Kotisugbo gari Japan ya kaka Japan Kotisugbo ausu. Wewe menu why nana. See they just recruit this boy make dey lie Mohammed.
Our people to be slaves, or how did it start?
It was not really our people. Like we said earlier, the first Obaewa conquered 201 towns and villages. Most of those towns and villages that were captured, keeping them as a slave, we also using them for our then, maybe in our farming work and all that. And a lot of things, a lot of people will come to say that we heard that Benin were using Mabi and sacrifice. That was back in the days. It was like that before. Are you saying it? And it was.
I think now the year they talk. He said they conquer. He saw why he conquered 200 and many villages. Say they capture slaves. Who were the slave now? Who not the capture? But in what we recruit on another tool. This one another. Na and or body where we agwa. He go look for the one we fit me. May bring command. I know they stop if they talk.
Not the indigenous of the Benin's. It was those towns and villages that were captured, that will make subject to Benin Kingdom. They were also the one that we were using for this same trade.
You see, this guy he agreed that they use them for slave trade because they get many slaves. I think now the year now this one be new Lai Mohammed for Oba Palace.
So the Portuguese, did they take advantage of that fact and started enslaving the Benins or what?
They were never. Portuguese was also behind the Oba Benin. So maybe as we were going, I'm going to show you some pictures where the Portuguese were paying homage to Oba Esige. We have it here in the palace. Maybe that picture I'm going to explain much better.
Okay. So if there was this cordial relationship between the Benins and the Europeans, that's the Portuguese, what brought about the invasion 1897?
Okay. What brought about the invasion in 1897? That is why till today in Benin Kingdom, it is only mandatory for the first son of Anoba to be well learned in order for them to be steadfast. in all ramifications, don't know what they're doing in terms of education. Irrespective of where the British visited Benin Kingdom, the Obavorame, the Dubowa, the Obavorame, the son of Obadolo, was having a festival in Benin called Agwe Festival. Agwe Festival represents peace, it bring honor, it bring protection, a lot of things to the Benins. At that particular time, the Oba is not expected to see anybody. And you know the British now, when they were keep coming, they say they cannot be stopped by one because you guys respected your king. We whatever our queen says is superior than that of Yoruba says. And we did know that we have a tradition. So the lot of the chiefs that was sent down, some of them was all tempered. They were all tempered. Okay, this place we kept to you. The British will keep proceeding and proceeding. That was how they invaded the British over there at Overton. They killed some of the British, one or two of them were able to escape. That went for the reinforcements. That was how the Benin massacre came aboard in invasion in 1997. So there's also a movie that I'm going to refer to, Last Call to Do the DGM. He did that. I remember when I was here in the palace, the script of that movie, spent 9 months with Obayari Dewa. He reviewed it himself. They made some corrections about it. While Last Call to Master and DGM said that when the movie is being acted, it's going to be showing in the first cinema in the year August 20, 2013. So when they were shooting the video, when they were showing that cinema, the British had returned 2 artifacts that were in possession of that Philip Walker, the captain who led the British army to invade Benin Kingdom. It was his grandson, was Mark Walker, who returned the 2 artifacts, Ayari and Egogo, to Benin Kingdom in that same year, in 2013. So also attracted the whole world, the media, everything from the French and all that were interested. Wow, that if a movie like this was there, talked about the return of the stolen artifact, the British returned to that was in possession of one man. So if you look at the new king, the Obaewa II, Oba Benin, who made the throne of his software on October 20, 2016, that will also be a day he celebrates his birthday as well. He wrote a book to mark 2 years anniversary, which I'm going to be introducing to you soonest. It's called The Benin Monarchy, The Acknowledging of Benin Kingdom. When the book of that book was over 27 contributed editors, 555 pages. When a copy was sent to Queen Elizabeth II and that of the Crown Prince Charlie, they have agreed to return 40% of the stolen artifacts. Like in Benin Kingdom in January, we are expecting a return artifact. The whole artifact that is in Germany will be returned to Benin Kingdom. So the evidence is a plus mark. So we are showcasing to the world that those artifacts are not the rightful owner. They belong to the Benins. They were taken from this palace and it to be returned to the same palace.
Yeah, so I'm sure you that they are actually going to return these artifacts, and when was the proposed date of return?
In June this year, May, we had the German ambassadors. They were here to see the Oba Benin, to also say that they are returning the artifacts. Then the Oba Benin also partnered with the state governor. So a representative was sent to German to see. So the German are a returning date for this is January, but the date is not really known. But they are returning it in January. So the monarch is trying to also erect a building that will going to be called the Palace Museum. So where people will be seeing these artifacts, we will be talking more about these artifacts. So kudos to our Oba Benin.
Wow, that's great. Oba Gatokpe is a all right, that's great. This is actually the book he was referring to, the Benin Monarchy.
What I'm going to be saying in the book. The book is so big.
Yeah. Okay, I would love to ask, was there anything like bargain to return the artifacts? Was there anything like a bargain between the Benins and the British?
So let you know that, like we said earlier, that all the first son of Anoba will stay first to be well learned. And if you look at this Benin monarchy, because our monarch was an ambassador to 5 different countries before he became our Oba Benin, which the last one was in Rome. So he tried to use his own experience of working with the white men for years, being ambassador, try to use your own experience. So that's why he wrote a book. Inside the book, he was able to convince the whole world who truly own those artifacts trying to use inexperience. So kudos to the Oba. So and what he's doing and is really working for him. So to let you know that we have a king that has the Benins, everybody in mind, irrespective of what rightfully belongs to the Benins, belongs to Oba Benin, is let to be returned to the rightful owner. So and then the British Island, also thanks to the Germans as well. So the Germans have decided to also like, wow. So we really see the rightful owner of this artifact. Because at that particular time, they was sold when the Fisher was
aspirations and history of the Benin people.
Historians all agree that Oduduwa sent his son Oromia at the request of elders of Benin to return with them as ruler of their realm. Oromia's stay in Benin may have been short, but before he left, a child was born to him who was later crowned Oba, and as is known today, as Eweba I. Oromia's time in Benin, however short-lived, he was an Oba, and so he was the first Oba after the Ogiso dynasty came to an end. He established Obaship in Benin by invitation. Therefore, the listing of past Obas should therefore begin from Oromia, as it is listed in the Lariwa book. Short history of Benin, actually making my revered father 39th Oba that reigned in Benin, if the listing is counted from and should be counted from Oromia. I therefore stand before you today as the 40th Oba of Benin. A direct descendant of Oromia, the son of Oduduwa.
A very common ancestral issue. In this note, I want to present a gift from House of Oduduwa to you for us to remember our ancestor, our common ancestor, Oromia, who was a prince in Ife, went to Benin Kingdom to be the first king in Benin, came back to Ife to be the 6th Oni of Ife, and they started having offspring, and to the glory of God, we have the offspring of our ancestors. We have never recorded in history the hunter that he was then, because he was the greatest hunter ever recorded in history. And by virtue of that, we want to present this spiritual gift to you that actually connotes our ancestral background. King Oromio, that became king in Benin, became king in Oyo, became king also in Ife.
Hello listeners, you are welcome to a sacred place called Onobado in ancient city of Ile-Ife, where all the remains of all Obas of Benin are buried until about 2 centuries ago. This place is referred to as Onobado. Onu means heaven. Oba is a Yoruba word for king, while Ado is a dialect pronunciation variant of Edo. So the English translation for this sacred place is Heaven of Edo Kings, because it is a burial site for all Edo kings until about 200 years ago. Since Oba of Benin Eweka in 1935, when any Oba died in 1235, when any Oba died in Benin City, the head was cut off and buried exactly in this place in Ile-Ife. In return, a bronze replica of the head was sent back to Benin, where the rest of the body was buried. This continued until Oba Obunrawen Nadbuzi died in exile in Calabar on the 1st of January 1914. In 2018, April 22nd, 27, the current Oba of Benin, Omonoba Nedu Uku Akpopolo, Ewuare II visited this place to pay homage to his forefathers.
Properties of the British. So let you know that they are having a guilty conscience. Being outed, it's going to be shown in the first element in the year August 20, 2000. The Oba is not expected to see anybody. And you're not the British now. Okay? You know what brought about the invasion in 1997? That is why, till today, them as a slave. What we also use them for our then, maybe in our family work and all that. And you know, a lot of things, a lot of people will come to say that we heard that Benin were using Mabi and sacrifice. That was back in the days. It was like that before. Are you saying it? And it was not the indigenous of the Benin's. It was those towns and villages that were captured, that will make subject to Benin Kingdom. They were also the one that we were using for this same trade.
For the same trade. So the Portuguese, did they take advantage of that fact and started enslaving the Benins, trading our people to be slaves, or how did it?
But that was why they were also, or basically was an Oba want to go into war, were using foreign weapons. Conquer towns and villages, also make themselves to Benin Kingdom, as the way of the forefather did. Why the first.
All right, talking about slave trade, how was it done back then? Now we've heard lots of stories about slave trade.
During his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited. Before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest Oba that lasted. Why it was crowned in the year 1440. He joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Oba fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing nothing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited. Before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest Oba that lasted 14 days. Before Ozola took over, Ozola the Conqueror, who was crowned in the year 14. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing nothing. So that was why he was the person they were here to pay Oba our homage. When they created the ship, they keep traveling from land to land. They want to see our people, if other place people exist, like the visit to Africa. So they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Yoruba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. If other place people exist, like the visit to Africa. So they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Yoruba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Oba our homage, that they were once conquered by the first Oba. Because the first Oba was crowned in the year 1440. He joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Oba fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing nothing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited. Before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest Oba that lasted 14 days. Before Ozola took over, Ozola the Conqueror, who was crowned in the year 1478, joining ancestors 1504. Obazola was the father of Exige, Africa. So they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Yoruba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Obaedawa homage that they were once conquered by Africa. So they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Deriba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that Africa, so they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Deriba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Obaedawa homage that they were once conquered by the first Obaedawa. Because the first Obaedawa was crowned in the year 1440, he joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Obaedawa fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing his own thing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest over that lasted 14 days. Before Africa, so they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Deriba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Obaedawa homage that they were once conquered by the first Obaedawa. Because the first Obaedawa was crowned in the year 1440, he joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Obaedawa fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing his own thing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited before we now have Oba Izotin, whose reign was the shortest over that lasted 14 days. Before Ozola took over, Ozola the conqueror, Africa, so they visit to Africa, they get to a place, they hear about the Benin Kingdom and Deriba. And I believe what was really interested them to know that a place like Benin exists. Because in 2010, there was a city called Japan. Japan has a city called Edo City. If you look at the world map now, you see the Edo City. In 2010, they were here to pay Obaedawa homage that they were once conquered by the first Obaedawa. Because the first Obaedawa was crowned in the year 1440, he joined the ancestor of 1473. The first Obaedawa fought 201,000 villages. He made them also here to Benin. He did not only fought in Africa, he did not only fought in Nigeria, he also crossed across the sea. He fought in Asia, in that city in Japan called Edo City. And the way he was doing it, he was a great physician. The land was always disappearing and appearing when he was doing his own thing. So that was why he was the person who established, who expanded the Benin Kingdom beyond reasonable doubt. That was why during his reign, that was when the Portuguese visited before we now have Oba Izotin.
You know what did happen? Now me the talker. Now me the talker. Now me the tell Oba say, no be Benin man. I'm not afraid. Abatoba say, my friend, you can't call me. You disappoint me. Tell me say, may I go beg Oba? Who be Oba when I will beg? Oba na God. I never know say you are so low. I hate you. About Obaze, let me tell you one word about life. Oh. Life is a good game. The day I will not say the truth, I will die. You say, now you're going to release me for station. Now the help when I help you now. Now the help when I help Papa Seki. Now Iwoke Savara o. Iwoke Sane Wonyagbon. Iwoke Sane Moahu. Iwoke Sane Wonya Edo State. Iwoke Sane Nyamiribi. Iwoke Sane Sideline. Imi Ogiso noji. Listen to me. Clean your eye. Open your ear. Let me tell you the truth of life. I want to know. Let me speak English so that the Benin people will hear. So that the Benin monarch, the Oba of Benin, will hear. Now only Benin get Edo State. I want to ask you people a question. Now I want to talk to now. Let us fight for our rights. The Benin have been cheating us, have been destroying our life. The Benin has been mismanaged our own resources, whereby they are not from Benin. Oba Benin is a Yoruba man. Go. They do museum for there. Do you know how many millions that they can take? Benin people, they make noise like television when no clear. Somebody carry and go Oba Palace. Now only Oba be number one of this citizen. Oba, now only you be Benin. We are Edo State. We are from the Ogiso family. We need to talk through and let them be ashamed. All the old king, when they, the 5 local government of this town, for the presiding officer of the state, where they want to put that 35, the millions went there, the billions. Now Oba like, Oba, you know they tire for money. Oba Benin, you are they talk to. You know be God. You know even get juju. Because those juju will bring for Yoruba, no they kill Ogiso family. No they kill any gay. We be any gay. We be Otairu. Now we got it down. Oba Seki, let me warn you. Because Bila say, you want to play with your life. Oba Seki, no go say the governor of Edo State. No give that Oba that money. Share out for the whole 18 local government. Build that artifact museum for Central of Benin. Maybe they take money, they watch am. If you give you only Oba Seki, God go punish you. No go say, my leader, I dey tell you my mind. No listen to all those Benin juju. Benin get juju. Yoruba juju they work. Yoruba juju na liar. Oba Seki, no go say, thank God say you get sense. You know be mugu. You remember the time when you want to enter power. Oba disappoint you. Oba Benin disappoint you. Who is Oba Benin? Oba, Oba, quiet. Quiet. You steal our throne. That throne you are sitting there, so now Ogiso throne is a proud. Quote me wrong. I don't know Europe. Oh, I don't Nigeria. I dey tell you true, Oba. Just leave that artifact. When you bring it for us, Oba Seki go take a do museum for us. Then people are going to watch them. Now what think with it? They carry that thing from Benin. They carry that thing from Esako. They carry that thing from Ishan. They carry that thing from Urobu. Now different places now they steal that thing. When the Great Britain armed robbers came to steal from us, Britain are the problem. Oba Benin, Oba of Oduduwa, Oba, you know get swag. I tell you my mind. Yes, when I say now Benin don't they fight for their right. Now so now that they talk say, Esanja no go walk. Me are they quiet. Make a fellow look what your Oba Seki go talk. Whether Oba Seki no go give us our throne after many years of suffering. Now there you now go know say whether I be politician or I be human rights activist or I dey talk true. Oba Benin, take your eye come up for there. All those Benin juju, all those useless Benin media people, when they shout Oba, who be Oba? Oba, you be God? Oba, no, you don't get Edo State. You are a stranger in this land. I want to quote you right. Oba Seki even get power passing for this state. Oba Seki na Ogiso family. If you not like, make una listen. If you not like, make una not listen. Make una tell about those artifacts when they come. Make you no touch am. Make they take a build museum. When we say they'll put that for there, all people are going to watch am. And those say oh, they get revenue. That they say they'll go put that for Oba Palace. Oba, nobody will get that palace. You are a stranger in that palace. Oba Benin, you are a stranger. You are a stranger. They tell you my mind. Don't touch my anointing and do his prophet no harm. Oba Seki is no go area. Oba Seki now only person they tell them the truth. Say Oba not supposed to collect that thing because nobody only Oba get her. Now you go to make the family get her. Now we be the real Ogiso. Oba came from Ile-Ife. Oba is a stranger in Benin. Now I make blood for Benin now. Because now blood Oba they use. Oba Benin, you are a blood man. Oba Benin, you are a blood man. You kill people every day. Kidnapper in your land, blood in your land. You cannot settle it. Oba Benin, take time. You no be God. You can never be God. Now one head when you carry come, now we all carry come. But because we respect people, because we have been number one for the first citizen, when first come, no me say you go to rule us. No they tell God no what you go do. Obaseki, lend me your ear. No go say no God. Do your work. Do your work. Do your work as God ordain you. God now ordain you to become there. Oba Benin no get right to tell you say build better museum for us. Put those artifacts, the Britain, the Germany, the Europeans, the Americans, the Arab wey steal our property. No give that Oba o. That Oba no be our brother o. Na stranger o. Na Yoruba man. That Oba na Yoruba man. If I dey talk like Benin people know. Some people know they no go talk. Then they give us when they talk. Oba dey so Oba you don't get juju. Oba swear you dey learn. Your juju na tar. Oba Benin your juju na kitchen. Because now we didn't get the real juju when una come thief from us. When una carry go meet Oyibo, our juju they come now. When they tell they do good thing, you say you want carry for your palace. You want to be bad man. Oba Benin you are a bad man. Oba Benin you are a bad man. Obaseki lend me your ear. Lend me your ear. No for mugu. No. Oba don't get juju when we fit take you. All those are yelala na fake. All those juju na fake. Na lie. You know the key. Who God key? Now they die. Who devil key go long? I rest my case. I want to let Oba Benin know that artifact where they come. Not say when they say we no gree talk. Say they no talk. Oba Benin no be you get am. It's for the 18 local governments. And it still belongs to some Urobo. Some neighboring villages when the Oyibo steal from. If una like, make una listen. Esa people, Esa bari your way. Any general Esa bari your way. Bata mo buy your senobla. Any general Esa, the king went to this land. Is my king, the most royal highness are respected. No come from Ile-Ife. You not be Yoruba. No na be diri Edo. Idu no ga. Ma of your listen. Esa people, Esa bari your way. Any general Esa bari your way. Bata mo buy your senobla. Any general Esa, the king went to this land. Is my king, the most royal highness are respected. No come from Ile-Ife. You not be Yoruba. No na be diri Edo. Idu no ga. Ma of your game making. Ogiso no ga me we na. Abiri original. I not be local Benin. I not be those kind useless Benin when they make noise for media. I know they what they do for Facebook. I don't see money for side. I don't say oh yeah click am make I see money. Now let truth that God say make a consent. Tell about Benin. Fake Ogidiga, you are a fake man. Quiet, not be your own. Leave that artifact, leave that property, leave our ancestors. Let them do museum for us. Anytime you reach there, you pray. We will even back up church, you will get your wisdom. All those things were stolen from our forefathers. They stole them from Uromin, they stole them from Ekboma, they stole them from Auchi, they stole them from Igweben, they stole them from Urobo, they stole them from Igbo land. No be about get that artifact. And those people may not quiet oh. All those ones they believe that useless Oba. Oba no get level. Tell Oba what I talk. Tell Oba say make go kill me early in the morning. Oba they learn. No fit kill me because who is in me superior than that useless Oba? Oba quiet. Oba fake Oba. Ile Binu quiet. You know be Benin. You know be Edo State. You are a stranger in our land. You be blood man. You want to tell people they sacrifice? You want to kill people? You are a killer now. Nobody you make blood no finish for Benin. Make cuttings no finish for Benin. Make every day they kill people for Benin. Oba Benin, you have to leave Obaseki alone. I'm not fighting for Obaseki. Obaseki have to use his own brain. If you not use his brain, he go suffer this penalty. We the Igodomigodo family, we no give Oba chance. Before God am I, Oba they learn. Oba Benin, if you get this way you want do me. Oba you they learn. You dey learn. You no get level. You be Yoruba. Go and stay with your Oduduwa people. Let us control our land so that our land blood no go dey. Every day they keep for Benin, keep for Benin. Wetin Oba Benin fit do? Oba Benin, wetin you fit do for Benin? Every blessed day, cultists are killing people. You are a cultist. Now you even dey kill people. Cause now you the planner. It does not be you. Benin for no get blood. Go check Isha. How many times they keep people for Isha? Go check Auchi. Everybody they keep people for Auchi. Every day killing for Benin. Oba Benin, you get skeleton for cupboard. You are one. God has told me to come and warn you. Almighty God that live in heaven. All the whole NGO official, you are one. Fight for your rights. Onojo of Ekboma, Onojo of Irua, Okajesa, you are one. Onojo of Uromi, you are one. Onojo of Ebele, you are one. Onojo of Ugbegu, you are one. All the whole NGO, you are one. Tell Oba say you no be God. Tell they say no na get the land. Tell they say Otaru na get the land. Urobo get the land. Now we get this land. Oba dey learn. Oba no get power. If Oba get power, how many times Oba don't swear? Say who they carry Shetron, who they carry this thing go die, who they do cut this go die. He gree die. Oba no get level. Oba na liar because Oba na killer. Oba carry me go court, I go open fight for you. You are a fake Oba Benin. Ogiso na get Benin. Now we be the Ogiso. I ain't no Gigi. Now we get Benin. Now we get that place. You just migrated from Yoruba land to come and conquer us. Oba Benin, you dey learn. Arrest my case. If una like make una listen, una like make una not listen, una like make una kill me, una like make una not kill me, una like make una leave me for the truth when I talk. All the old Benin when they make noise, all those media people when they collect money, make they see them for, make they tell them say that they like them, that they say you try, make that they see money. I know they. I have never get money since I were doing media work. Nobody pay me. I don't get account. I don't get YouTube. I don't get Twitters. I don't get Gongo. I don't get anything when go bring money for me. Now let truth now God say make I come talk. Oba Benin, take your time. Leave this artifact alone. It belongs to all the whole Edo State. Urobo still get for inside. Igbo people still get for inside. Agbo get for inside. The neighboring village get for inside. The neighboring Kogi get for inside. You want just collect them. You dey mad. You no cry your cry. You be God. You be God. God won't create everything when we say we take enjoy. You want just collect them. God no tell you say he want build something. Maybe say anytime when you foreigners come, they'll see the watch us. So you both take farm. Thank God say we don't retrieve them. Say now you made a put up for your palace. You get palace. That palace is not your own. That palace remain Ogiso palace. One day we'll chase you out. Bet it. It's a proud. Even though I don't get alive again.
In my city, read African history. Read of Benin City, Benin-City. Up to 21 years ago, they used human beings for sacrifice. Human beings for sacrifice. When God raised me, he said the government will not stop it but you. I said, who? I said, my grandparents are involved. He said, you will start from there. You start from your house. I said, they will kill me. He said, not when